Is this coolant seriously worth the price? For that, just check the video. This is CRDMODS and Rahul for you. So we finally are back with one more video of the coolants. So as I already told you in one of my videos that my Buza has been equipped with a green color coolant. So I'm gonna plan it to change it to the Engine Ice as I told you, but there are some things which I wanted to prove you before that. So that would be one of the things. So I want to make this video in two parts. One part will be mostly focusing on the green color coolant which is added in my vehicle currently, and the other part would be of the Engine Ice. So what is the parameters we're going to check? First, I'm going to note down the temperature of the vehicle, and I would start the vehicle and I'll take down the time taken for the radiator fan to on. So you might have a question, how do I do that? I do have a tiny gadget which actually I called a temperature sensor. You can see this. I can insert this into the engine bay where it actually tracks the temperature, and with the help of this we're going to track the temperature before starting the vehicle and at midpoint where the radiator fan ons. One thing we will know is that how much time has taken radiator fan to on after starting the vehicle with the current coolant. And apart from this thing, we will get two parameters here. One, how much time it has taken to start the radiator fan. Another thing, at what temperature did the radiator fan start. So this gadget will be helping over there. So stay tuned guys, let's forward the video. So guys, so as I told you, like we're gonna check two parameters out of this video. So one thing is the current engine temperature, because I do have the device which will be giving you around approximately the right temperature, not the exact, might be roughly for a reference. For that I have installed it here. Let me show you the white wire, right, which actually calculates the temperature, and I have mounted it on my dash in this way. So let me on the ignition now. So if you can see, the temperature is around totally cool, and also see the temperature here, it's around 31 degrees centigrade, and my bike has been ideally left alone more than 48 hours. And you might be asking me how I'm going to check the temperature. One thing is with this temperature sensor, and I'll make sure that I start the vehicle and remove on the engine. So based on that, we will be getting the temperature where actually the radiator fans on. So this is a radiator bay, engine bay, where we have the radiator fan on. So probably this is the where I can understand the fan heat when the fan is turned on. So the parameter what we're going to check here is the time taken for the radiator fan to on with the green color coolant which is already present in my engine. For some reference, I'll add some white strips here so that it will be visualized in the video also. You can understand that the radiator fan has turned on. Let's do that. I have added them, the label stripes, for the reference. So when the radiator fan turns on, it will actually give you the effect so that you can understand the fan is on. So let's start our vehicle. So the time is around 8:58 and the temperature is 31.76 degrees centigrade. For the sharp at 9 p.m. I would start the vehicle, and let us see what is the time taken for the radiator fan to on. Counting, it's 8:59. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. starting the vehicle. So the temperature is around 31.7 degrees centigrade. Let us wait until the radiator fan starts. We have started our vehicle at 9 and we'll make sure that what time that the radiator fan is on. So we'll have a benchmark. Let us assume that it's around 9 and it has taken some 5 to 6 minutes for the radiator fan. So basically that is our benchmark, and we'll also know the approximate temperature where the vehicle radiator fan has on. So we will compare it with the part 2 video, where in the part 2 video we will have the engine ice coolant added, right? So that at that point we will understand, does that, because what logically I am expecting is that when I install the engine ice coolant, let us assume that the green coolant which is currently in my machine, it took around 10 minutes to start the radiator fan. So after adding the engine ice coolant, I am expecting it should take at least 2 to 3 minutes more. For the green coolant it took around 10 minutes, and with the engine ice coolant at least take 12 to 13 minutes, so that we can get into the benchmark. Yes, my boozer works well with the engine ice coolant, actually working out. Probably not the genuine technique, but would be the one of the technique which I'm gonna understand and compare it with the green coolant and the engine ice coolant. So let's see at what temperature is the engine now. So it has moved from bit longer from the cool point, probably around 10%. And if you can check the temperature, it is around 40.7 degrees centigrade, and it took around 2 minutes for all this process. Now it's 41. Let's give me some more time. Let me fast forward the video. Because whenever the radiator fan ons, so the wind blows from here to out, so you can notice the flapping of this paper tape, so that we can understand visually that the radiator fan is on. Let's wait some more time until the radiator fan ons. Currently the vehicle is around 40 degrees centigrade and it just started 3 minutes ago. Let's wait for some more time, and meanwhile let me give you some conclusion about the engine ice coolant. So as I told you in the earlier video, that I would be taking this content into two parts. The part 1 content will be of the green color coolant, which is already added into my machine. So it's a basic coolant which is added. Whenever I drive in the traffic, right, heats up a lot, especially in the bumper to bumper traffic, because riding a Busa in the city conditions is very tough. Unless until you pulling up this guy in a highways and a longer ride, that gives you a comfortable way. But especially when you're riding in the bumper to bumper traffic, the engine heats up a lot. So my initial conclusion for that is, anyways, we are going to change the engine oil also, and also add this engine ice coolant. So at that point, I'm expecting the vehicle to perform much better, since adding the engine ice coolant, it should actually give you at least 3 to 4 degrees centigrade difference when compared with the green color coolant, the normal ones. So let's see that, will that seriously work, and is engine ice really worth enough. And let's say the temperature now. Took around 5 minutes and almost around 60 degrees centigrade, and the engine is heated up to around 45% near to the center, because the idling condition, whenever you ride the vehicle, at the point the pin always be in the center no matter what, unless until your engine is in good condition and your coolant is there. And if something goes up with your engine coolant system, then probably the needle over in the center moves to the hot point. It's around 6 minutes now. Probably I'm expecting the radiator fan to on in a minute or two. It's around 9:06, so that is around 6 minutes done, and 64 degrees centigrade. Let me focus on the radiator fan. I have added this wire into that. Don't worry about that, because I made sure that it doesn't get into the radiator fan. I have pasted it over there so that it cracks the right temperature. There's no harm to the radiator fan. The wire is still away from it. So I see the temperature needle is on the right center. No, it's still it needs a bit. and it's on 7 minutes done, and it's on 67 degrees centigrade. I'm expecting the radiator fan to on. So that's even good, right? Even the green color coolant, which is already added into the machine, still it runs up to 8 minutes. I know it's not the right parameter to judge a vehicle coolant, but at least for a break point, right? It's only one of the solution which we do have now. Guys, the radiator fan is on now. You can see it. They are flapping out. Fine, let's check the temperature. So it took around 8 minutes and it's around 70 degrees centigrade. So probably my benchmark for this green color coolant is around 8 minutes. The hot air is popping out. Fine. It's ideal temperature. Have the benchmark now. So my vehicle with the green color coolant took around 8 minutes and around 70 degrees centigrade. It's not the exact temperature, but still you do have some variation, right? So we are just placing it just beside to the radiator fan so that a average temperature is notified here. So that's about this video, guys. Guys, from the next video, I'm excited to change my engine oil, and also with that, I'll be replacing the traditional green color coolant with the Engine Ice Coolant with a proper flush out. And I want to take again a video with the same setup so that we can understand. Probably it should take more than 8 minutes, at least approximately around 2 to 3 minutes more than the current benchmark, so that it gives a satisfaction that yes, Engine Ice Coolant is working out. So let's stay tuned for the second part of the video. Thanks for watching the video, and if you like the content, please subscribe the channel CRDMODS.India and follow us in Instagram too. Stay tuned, guys. Take care.